We are recording. We're on the air. Got three of us out of six. So we'll go ahead and get started. You doing okay, Robert? Oh, you were muted out. There you go. Everything all right?
Yep, doing well.
Okay, good. Can you all hear me okay? Let me
Yep.
know if the guitar distorts. I turned it down. Um, they were saying last night it was distorting a little bit, but I had to remind them. Look at that forearm. You know, there's so so, and then it's this powerhouse guitar. So, but if it's distorting, let me know. I'm gonna mute you guys out. If you have any questions, just raise a hand up. Now that you're muted, obviously at any time, all right, I want to go all the way back like we always do. And Greg and I were just talking about that, about playing songs with other people, and that's kind of what we try to do here. I don't know if when you're playing along with me, hopefully you really are, because you could just be sitting there going. But hopefully when you're playing along with me, you can hear me as well. Now, the other thing that we have to be sure of is that you're getting enough time to practice the chords to this stuff. This is not a rhythm class, so I don't want to do a lot of rhythm stuff, but you should be practicing the chords as well. Are you guys doing the chords? And this is like I solemnly swear, Okay, good. Because one of the things, and also Greg and I, we had a lot of time to talk before class started, and there's a program I use to record that will use your microphone, whatever system you're talking through now, or you get another microphone. I got this one. This one is called a Spark. I think it's a Blue Spark is what it's called. And I got it at Guitar Center, and it was a couple $100, but you guys are worth it. And but it's a USB. It sets itself up. It's pretty simple. But that's a really clear mic to use in any of this stuff. There are some of the students that are taking these courses that are buying these things. I have no affiliation with the company, but this is the one I chose to use, and it's working out well. Point being is that I use a program called Audacity. A-U-D, I think it's Audacity, C-I-T-Y. A-U-D-A-C-I-T-Y. The icon looks like a headphone on a yellow head with a when you look at recording on the screen, it's just this big zigzag. Anyway, that's what the icon looks like. That's a great program to use. It's a free program. It has unlimited tracks. It's pretty simple to use. You click record and a track starts. There's no track there yet. You click record, a track starts. Okay, you hit stop. You click record, another track starts. Okay, so you ought to go ahead and get that so you can practice your rhythm on one track and then practice your lead on the other. And if you get that, what I found that I had to do, because I use that for my Flat Pick Guitar Magazine articles, what I found I had to do was you can generate, at the top of one of the pull downs is generate. You can generate silence, generate whatever, fade outs and stuff like that. A click track. So you set it at 140 or so, and then you have it do like, just tell it to do 200 measures. And it'll just lay out a click track for 200 measures. When you hit record, it'll start another track, and you can use headphones or you can have it click through your speakers. If you use headphones, it's going to sound like a double click on the recording. I mean, if you don't use headphones. So I use headphones, I don't need the click track. Anyway, lay down your click track, lay down your rhythm. When you hit record again, you want to mute your rhythm and play your lead using the headphones on the click track again. That way they end up both being in sync. If you try to play one against the other, it plays back at a different kind of, there's a speed issue. So anyway, that's what I do. If you have any questions on that, send me an email and we'll talk about it. But it's really important that you do that. Record your own rhythm on something. And this is kind of fun because you can lay down a bunch of tracks. The other thing that I suggest to do is do the rhythm once, then jump to the lead once, and then the rhythm, then the lead, and then the rhythm. That's 5 times through. Then run it back and do the opposite parts to your recording, but you can record it and then really see how you're doing. You know, then you can pan it out left and right, however you want to do it. But it's a real important thing to do. All right, let's run this Old Joe Clark one time, and then we'll go into Wabash. And I'm going to change the order of the pages so that next time we actually do Wabash first and then go to Old Joe. Next week is Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So we won't meet next week. All right? I think I got this right. Isn't that right? Next week's Thanksgiving on Thursday. So we won't meet next week. And next week's lesson will be the following week, and then we'll have one the following week to wrap up. This is week 4. So there's 2 more coming in, and then you guys get a little bit of a break, and then we come back with the 202s. So anyway, no meeting next week. If you go to sign on, I ain't going to be there. I wish I could, but I'm not going to be there. And then I'll be there the following week. Okay? All right. Here goes a little Old Joe. Now, also, I like to do this for my count off. And you just go right in there. So it's the 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's see. Now that's going to be too slow. Right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, ready, go. Let's go back to the top. Okay, did you stay with me there? I got 1, 2, 3. Great. Okay, good. Now, riddle me this: Did we talk about? Did we do an exercise where you shift accents through the measure? We did. Unless that's a question, Don. But I think. Oh, I got to know. Let me see, Don. Let me open your mic up. Yes, sir. Are you with me, Don? I saw a hand go up there, so I'm not really sure. So, Greg is saying no. Robert, did we do that? Do you remember that? Where we did an exercise where we shifted through the measure. You do remember that. So I'm confused. Oh, no, I'm not talking about shifting the measures. I'm talking about shifting the beats in the measure. Robert, I'm going to open your mic up so I can get to the bottom of this. You're on the air.
I think we did that on an earlier song, not on this song, where you changed the accents on, is what you're talking about.
Right. But it's a thing that you guys got that, right? But it's a thing that you carry for the rest of your life, so it goes to all the songs. Not this one. I'm going to mute you back out. What I'm getting at is I don't want you guys to be playing this monotone or monotonously, meaning that, let's see. It should be. This is accenting on 1 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. The exercise that we did, if we did it, was doing this. You're playing the third string on eighth notes. That's real straight time. My downs are a little stronger than my ups, but they're all consistent. Then I want to accent the first beat of the measure. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. And then we move to the second beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and... Do you remember that exercise, boys? Okay, Robert's got it. Did we do it in the 201 class? Because we may not have done it in here. It may have been back in the 103 or may have been back further. Because the other guys are not responding, Robert, so I'm really not sure. I'm not sure where we're at on that. Yeah, well, okay, no, it's still a no there. All right, so then let's go ahead and hit this exercise real quick. Robert, I'll open your mic up. Yes, sir.
What I'm trying to say, it's really hard on the iPad because you can't type anything in. But we did it wasn't in this series, it was earlier, but you went, I remember you going through that.
Okay.
The accents.
Okay,
let's
so you're on an iPad now, huh?
Yeah.
That's so cool, though. Okay, good. All right, I'll meet you back out. Let's go over this then, because I'll probably also do it in the 202s for the newcomers that come into that, and and constantly, because this is real important. You don't want to play monotone. You don't want to sound stiff. So first thing that I do, and this wasn't covered earlier, but I play what they call a loose feel, right? That means if I slow my notes down on Old Joe, for example, this is straight time. But what I usually do is this. Here's your straight time. But I usually do this. So that's called a dotted eighth and a 16th. So it's like hornpipes. Hornpipes do that as well. They're supposed to. Dut, 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 dut. It's a long first one, short second one. All right, so that's the first thing I'm going to do to get a more happier, bouncier, softer, not so driving, not tone, okay, or sound. The next thing is the accents. So let me play the first line of this with a loose feel, and so you can practice along with it. We're at 13 minutes and 30 seconds in. At 13:30, go ahead and run up to the YouTube just to practice this. I'm going to go real slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll keep going. It's got that sound, that lope. Straight time goes to this. The loping goes back to this. Okay? It's still on the same time. It's not any slower, any faster. Still on the same time. But then the next thing is to add in the accents. Okay? Now that slow, that loose feel is what we... when you write out a tune like a jazz tune and they say loose feel, that's what they're talking about there. Is doing the dut, 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 dut. They don't want you to play it straight eighths, okay? So now, hit your third string on eighth notes, just straight. And what we're going to do is shift the accents through the measure. So here's 1 and 2 and hit it on 1 harder. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. hit it on 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Now we're going to 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Go to 4. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4. The importance of that is counting out your beats of the measure and always knowing at what beat of the measure you're currently on. Now, you don't sit there and think about accenting on the third beat of the measure when you have something written down. Oh, I'm going to play this measure. When I get to the third beat, I'm really going to slam that one. No, it's not that way. But what you end up doing is accenting on the first and third or the second and fourth. Okay, let's accent on 1 and 3. So it'll sound like sorry about that. 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3. Okay? Try that with quarter notes too. Back to eighths. Now, let's go ahead and hit it on 2s and 4s. 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2. Okay, here's how this works then. Say I'm playing this song along Old Joe Clark. I'm going to accent the first part on 2s and 4s. And then when I get to the second part, I'm going to switch to 1 and 3. This one's not as easy to do it to, but I'm going to try it. 2 and 4 at the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, now I switched it around. Let's see. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Second part. Now I'm on 1 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1, 2 and 3 and 4. So it'll get a pulse to it. An easier one to listen to is Blackberry Blossom. Let me rip it one time. First time through, I'm going to do it on 2 and 4. Second time, I'll do it on 1 and 3. Wish I'd played it. 1 and 3. You know, it just adds a whole nother dimension to it, another feel to it. So practice the loose feel, and then practice your accenting on 2s and 4s. And, you know, the best way maybe to practice at 2s and 4s is if you're used to setting your metronome to, say, 150, I don't know, let's just set it to 150. If you'll slow it down to 75, but play double time to the metronome, so that it's clicking on 1 and 3 or 2 and 4, then it will remind you about accenting on those beats. Anyway, just a thought. Okay, questions? All right, work on it. Let's rip through Wabash. A lot of good licks in Wabash. Somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Same old, same old. You stay with me there? He said no right away. Bob did good. Greg and Don, you stayed with me. Perfect. You know, listen to that. It could go maybe a little faster. Let's try a little faster. Also try your accents too. I was finding I was accenting on 1 and 3 all the way through it until I got to the D licks. And then it turned to 2 and 4. Okay, let's see. Listen to jingle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. Good luck here. This is full speed. This is what you want to go for. We're at 21:30. We're at 21:40. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Let's go back. Did you stay with me there? That was fast. I didn't stay with me. I'm surprised if you guys did, but almost that's perfect. So use that as your tempo setting. You know how to did we talk about how to calculate your tempo setting on a song? No. Okay. When you go back to the YouTube clip of that fast one, and at any point, what I was doing was going at this speed. Okay. At any point, start look at your watch. Start your timer, and you're going to count the beats in 10 seconds. Whatever number that is, 13, 14, 18. Then multiply that by 6, because we took a 10-second segment and counted the beats. Multiply it by 6, you get the rest of the minute, right? And that's going to tell you your metronome setting for that. And you know, I don't have a way. Well, I guess I could. Let me see if I can do that right now. Bear with me, boys. It was 31. So that would put that basically 30 at 180. Set your metronome at 180. That's where we are. Okay, that's how you check your settings. So on any song blowing by at full speed, click and start counting. I mean 180 is pretty fast. 220 is the speed that old Joe should go at. 228. Okay, so it would be even faster than that. Okay, all right, any questions on that? All right, let's hit this temperance reel, one of our favorites. We'll hit this one time and see how she goes. It's also called Teetotaler's Reel, just for the record. I think you'd be okay at this speed. What do you think? Is that speed okay for you? Got 1, 2. Okay, in that case, I'm going to go a little faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where we were. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Here we go. rub in that E minor measure in the second part. Here we go. Okay, that's a really good one to practice your accents on the 1 and 3 or 2 and 4. Any of these fiddle tunes, anything that's notey, it's easy to do that on. Did you guys hang in there? Is that okay for you? Good. Good, good. Okay, great. All right, let's try this Turkey in the Straw. We have done a lot of different things to it. I know the thing that I'm going to do now, without thinking much about it, is on the second part. Go to the 2 5s. You guys remember that? If you don't throw a hand up, right? I just think it's a cleaner way to do that. I'm really not sure why I didn't write it that way the first time, but was probably so it wasn't going to be maybe too hard, just doing finger shifts up here. But anyway, that's the way I'm going to catch it. Remember, you also got the... Here we go. Not too fast, because this is really pretty notey. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Go back to top. Wow. Were you able to stay with me when I switched to harmony? That would be really cool. Good. Practice that with the with the YouTube clip. I ended at 30 minutes and 18 seconds. So that probably started 2 minutes earlier. So at about 28 minutes in, that's where that Turkey in the Straw started with the harmony. And maybe you can get the harmony off of there. All I did with the harmony was I played a third above. If you're a note reader, you can figure it out. If you're a tab reader, you got to work it out. One of the disadvantages of being a tab reader. Okay. Any questions on Turkey in the Straw? Anything there? Okay, let's go up to, let's see, what do we have here? Kentucky Waltz. How's that one treating you now? Are we good with that? Gotta move my clock here. Good. Great. That's a cool one. Okay. If you have my Beyond Basic Bluegrass Rhythm DVD, I have a really nice chord sequence for this. Robert, let me open your mic in case that's a question there. Was that a question?
Yeah, it's really hard with this sign language stuff. I got to put a keypad on this thing, but some reason this song really kicked my butt. I don't know what it is, but it just, I don't know.
Well,
part of it was though in the middle I became obsessed with Temperance Reel, and that's where I'm spending all my time. So.
Oh, I see. I wonder why it would. Now, and I think we added some stuff in it last week, didn't we? I think we ended up doing these triplets. Didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did something like that.
Yeah. See, it's only I don't have that stuff written down. It's only a good memory that helps me remember that. Because I didn't do it with any of the other groups so far. Only with this group. You are the chosen ones. Okay? I don't know why it would kick your butt unless you're used to playing fast, because fast players can't play slow. It's a work in progress always. I don't know what else would get you on this. The triplets, but they're slow enough, and if you play along with the recordings of it, it should smooth out. You really ought to get that, Robert, because you may be having trouble because it's slow. I don't know. All right, let's try it. And I should say slow and pretty. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. Hold it there. Let's hit that again. Make sure you're coming in on the and of 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, and go back to the top. To the F. Okay, did you get through there though, Bob? Greg and Don, how's that going for you? Good. Good. Did you get the triplet measures? I should have put your hand down before asking that, but because you can't click it twice. Did you get in the triplet measures there? Good. I got one in there, Steve. Yes, we did. Oh, wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. I think we did that last time. Someone chat that in. Did we do those triplets last time? See, Greg, it could have been when you got up and got that sandwich last time. Because if I remember right, and no one's chatted in to agree with me that we did do it last time, so maybe we didn't do it last time and I dreamed it. Is that the case? Can someone confirm or deny? I need something here. Robert, you're always standing with me. Throw a hand up if we did that last week. Okay. Yeah, Don and Bob both agree with me that we did it. It was you'll want to go back to that video then. It's probably when you got up and went to the bathroom there, Greg. So it was doing these triplets. It's the triplets like on the second page, first measure. They all start with a down. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. And I use them in several places, and I think it's all going to be on the second page. Now the the first measure on the second page can also be played for the first measure on the first page. That triplet there. And then there's nothing else that changes there. All the changes that we did occur on the second page. So from the top of the second page, measure 17. Right here, measure 21, I'm going to do the triplets. Starting on the first string, it's first, second, third, first, second, third. On the F, it's the second, third, and fourth string, but the first time's with the C down, next time's off, next time with it back. Now it's the F minor, and I'm going to use the 3 1 3. Then I'm going to go up to the 5th fret, second and fourth string, which is a C chord, and I'm going to do the same roll, backwards roll. So that's bringing my C down to my A7, and then play it out. Measure 17. If I can get through it. Measure 25 again. All right, so the first time I went through the third line, second page, I resolved and strummed on the A7. Rest. Second time I went through it, I did the triplets a couple times. Okay. All right. So that was a brief overview. Any questions on that? Okay, rock on. Go ahead and get that. All right, now, I sent this BlackBerry RAG again we're going to have some cross-picking stuff here. Let me find my pen here. Wait a second. Okay. I got to make some notes here. All right. Blackberry Rag. Let's see, is there anything else that I need to go over? Not at the moment. I always try to do something by ear. And the by ear thing, I think, is just going to be getting these triplets into this Kentucky Waltz. And then we'll add something into Blackberry Rag later as well. Okay. This is a good one. This first part is a great one. Well, both parts, because the cross-picking, you want to drive it as well, but for getting your accents, working on the accents. Let me play through it first, and then we'll show you the dangers and pitfalls. This is a cool song. What makes it cool is the first part is just kind of stock. It's C to F to G back to C. Okay. The second, and it's got some good licks in it though. The second part, when you start to improvise around it, gives you lots of room because you're going around the circle. A7, D7, G7, C. So you can do a lot of stuff that ties together melody stuff. Like any song, well, let me run through it first and I'll give you an example. Second ending. Okay. I'll play through it a little slower too. Let's look at really what happens in this song is the first two measures are mirrored with F stuff on the next two measures. Supposed to be another one of these to mirror the first part we just did, but no, I couldn't just do that. So I went ahead and threw in this F lick. It's a closed position F position lick. The one that comes in at the end of the measure is only there to get me down to the open string, okay? But I can stop on the 2, on the A note. What's neat about that is it's this position lick. So if I needed a G lick, or I needed an A lick, okay, or C. Okay, that's a little out of context here, but it's a nice lick. It is a pull-off from the 4th to the 3rd finger. You'll see the fingerings marked above there. When it starts off, I'm using the 1st finger to walk up to the 3rd fret. Okay? Then back. 1st finger, pull off, 2 ups in a row, up. This is a neat lick, this measure 5. See what I mean? It's one of those that brings you up and then brings you right back down. It's neat. It's very, very neat because it's got some chromatic qualities to it. First ending. Then we're heading back. Be sure you pull off here. Okay, measure 10. I gotta hit the low C, and then I'm doing a strum of just those 3 strings. Really, the melody is just the second string. But it's nice to have that little push of a C chord. And sometimes I'll actually do it as a push, which I'll explain later. Now, we're in the cross-picking part. We've done cross-picking before. This is a 2-measure pattern. Okay, so the 2-measure pattern is going to be first 2 fingers on of your F shape at the 5th fret. That's your A chord. Okay, and it's a forward roll that does 15 notes. All right, so it's going on the 3rd string, 2nd, 1st, and it does that 5 times. You'll see the diagonals of those of the 6-5-5, 6-5-7, 6-5-5, 6-5-7. It's going 3 times, but every time I get back to the 3rd string, it's hit the opposite way. Okay, so it's you got to go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. You see, I'm looking to make sure I'm explaining this correctly. It alternates on everything. When you come back to the 3rd string and hit it the 2nd time, which would be the 4th note of the 8th notes, that's an up. Down, down, up, oops, down, up, down, up. Okay? People want to hit it like triplets, but it's not. It's down, up, down, up, down. Now, every other time I hit the 1st string, I'm going to go from this 5 to the 7. And I use my little finger. I've got it marked as my little finger. Some people reach the 3rd in there. That's okay. But it pulls me, it tries to pull my hand out of position, so I don't do that. Unless I'm going to do this. But I would actually do it this way. Okay, so this is going to sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, the ands are always up. Then I've got this cool little D lick. Okay, now we have this roll pattern again, but in the middle of the 2nd measure, you've got a tied note. So you're going to have 2 ups in a row, and this is classic Doc right here. Okay, let me hit 15 again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So I had to count out 3. 3rd beat. Same thing, measure 15. 3 and up, down, Okay. Any questions on that? Let me play through it a couple times so you get... does anyone do this one already? Anyone there? Good, so I got a new one for you. Yay. I learned this one out of there was a Doc Watson book years ago. It had a brown cover. And he's sitting, I think he's sitting on a stool or something, and he's petting his dog. He's got a, and I mentioned that to Doc one time. I said that, I learned a lot of stuff out of that first book of yours, the one with you petting your dog. And he just said, Merle's dog. It was Merle's dog. Wasn't his dog, it was Merle's dog. And he was like that. I may have told you when I went up to see him up in Boone, Don Gallagher had a guitar he was going to bring him. And I asked, and it was a new Doc Watson cutaway. And I asked him why he didn't play Merle's guitar. Well, that was Merle's guitar. It's in his closet. This is after Merle died, It's Merle's guitar. It's in his closet. I don't play Merle's guitar. That's Merle's guitar. So that was Merle's dog. Let me run this a couple times. Anyway, so what I was saying is I learned this one out of that Doc Watson book with the brown cover, and it was a real straight break. I'll open up your mic there, Bob. Yes, sir.
Steve, can you do a web? Can't see the webcam on your side?
Yeah. See?
Can you see from me?
No.
Oh, because I'm holding up that very book you were talking about.
Oh, are you? No, I don't see. I don't see any of your screens.
Okay.
You know, I probably could with this group because it's only 3 of you. Because I can only have 6 screens up at once. So I probably could. Maybe we'll look at doing that next time. I just never have. But yeah, you've got that book, huh?
Yeah.
And it's got that Ragtime Annie in there too. That was another classic one that I learned out of there. Isn't Train to Carry My Girl from Home in there too?
I'll tell you. I haven't played the book in years and years. I just pulled it out. So, which one are you looking for?
Train That Carried My Girl from Town.
Yep.
Yeah.
Page 29.
Yeah, I thought it was. I was going to say 27, 28, somewhere in there, but yeah, man, it's been 40 years since I went through that book. Huh. Cool. Yeah. Check out the Blackberry Rag's in there, right?
Now let's take a look.
I'm hoping it is now because that's where I've been thinking I got it from.
It's got Black Mountain Rag. Yeah, Blackberry Rag, page 78.
Okay, good. I don't know that it'll be this same break, but now grab another break to it too. Good. Well, let me play through this a little bit and show you what I mean about it. It's a real fun one to play. You can play in the high register and the low register. You can run around on the B part instead of doing the cross picking. Did you guys see the movie that had Nicolas Cage when he was looking for the Declaration of Independence? And there was a thing where they put lemon juice on the paper, and then they used a hair dryer to heat the lemon juice, and a code came up. That's what will happen is if you take that your sheet that you have and put lemon juice on it and heat it with a hair dryer, all that stuff I just played should come up on your copy, okay? All right. Questions, comments? Anything there? We covered a lot of. Let me open up your mic there, Bob. Yes, sir.
Like back in in the 70s, Steve, what kind of steroids did you take to be able to play like you do? Or
I can neither confirm nor deny. You know, the 70s was a different time. That's all I can say about that. I'm going to leave it there. No steroids. I'm muting you back out before I get in trouble. I just practiced. I got my time in. If I was warmed up, and you know, you've got a copy of that now with me making tons of mistakes. So hopefully that won't end up on an open YouTube channel. But yeah, that's a fun one to play because there's just a lot of stuff you can do with it. Okay, gang, we'll go ahead and hold it there. You guys have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll see you in 2 weeks, I guess. I want to make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah, next week's the 25th. It's the night before Thanksgiving, so no, we won't be in. Then we'll be back on the 2nd. Okay. All right, troop. We'll see you next time. Take care. Have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you.